to New York City until September or October. So it's all about the Hamptons for me. But what do you think? Might we see you on Summer House?
I can't say I'm not on the next season as a full-time cast member, but it doesn't mean you won't see me on the show, so.
I mean, and have you gone back and watched any of Summer House, or you just want to take all
of it?
Really?
All of it. I binged it all, and I was like, I understand. And then I saw like how Kyle and Amanda started, and like all this stuff, and it's so funny now because I'm like, I know these people. Like I hung out with them, I've lived with them for 2.5 weeks or whatever, and like it's just so funny watching it back and like seeing how much people have grown.
I would think, especially like meeting Kyle and Amanda at their wedding and now seeing them happily married, just they've gone through a lot.
Yeah, I think it's so much to like be proud of, and like I mean, not everyone can share their life on TV like that, because you see people at their best and their worst, and people are very, very critical.
Do you hang out with a lot of these people now, or you do? I mean, you're busy at work. Like, I don't know. Do you still hang out with all these new friends of yours?
I've run into some of the girls at like other like influencer events and whatnot, either events that I've thrown or like been a part of. But it's always so nice to see them because it's just like a comforting face, because New York is a hectic, wild place, and like running into like people feels like very homey when you do.
What do you spend most of the time on your business on? You said you were retired from weddings. You just did the Kourtney Kardashian, but like what at Fashion Week? So what do you tell people what you spend most of your time on?
Events, corporate branded events or launches for alcohol brands, skincare. I've started working with YouTube and TikTok, and that's fucking cool if you ask me.
That's cool.
I did like Smirnoff's holiday party recently, and yeah, big names.
What do you do for like YouTube? Like, okay, like I'm some big YouTube star, TikTok, and I just want a certain type of flowers.
Luckily, I feel like not all of my clients trust me, and like now I have so much of a following and like I've worked with so many big names. People like trust me, and they're like, okay, just like this is the vibe, this is what we want. Like, what do you suggest? I was like, oh, music to my ears.
Yeah, that's like
let me tell you what you need or what you want. But with that being said, yeah, usually they like give me some color palettes, some like loose ideas, installation things like activations. We all love a photo moment,
Who doesn't love flowers? I mean, I'm truly obsessed with flowers, actually, for real.
Some of my brides I've had in the past could care less. And
really?
At the same time, I'm just like, okay, that's easier for me then. Like, you don't know what you want. And sometimes they know what they don't want, which is helpful because then I can, like, it's my job to figure out, like, hone in on, like, what your identity is.
Do you have a favorite flower? You might have said this on the show. I don't think you did.
Sweet pea is. It's tattooed on my neck here.
Oh, I love that. I don't know if, you either said that on your, I think I read that somewhere. I just didn't know.
Probably. That or like a butterfly ranunculus. They're like, I always say they're very soft and delicate flowers with a lot of attitude.
Just like you, of course. What flowers do you find overrated?
I find sunflowers offensive. And
really?
It's funny because that was like my favorite flower back in the day when I was like 18, and I've severely changed my opinion on them. But if you love them, I will make an arrangement for you on hydrangeas.
Where do you stand on like roses? Do you love, because you're going to maybe, want me to leave the room now. Like I love the non-red roses. I love white roses. I love pink roses. Are you a traditionalist? You only want
No, I'm just kidding.
You're about to get serious now.
It's so funny that you say that because most people and any guy I've ever dated, they're like, they never get me flowers because they're so worried they're gonna like let me down. I was like, you don't understand. Every Valentine's Day, I want a dozen of red roses. I want white roses all the time. Like I want cliches because they're cliches for a reason. They represent like white roses are classic and beautiful. Get them for me. I want red roses on Valentine's Day because it's like love. Like get me the fucking teddy bear and the candy box. I literally told my boyfriend that like the other day, and like I like those basic flowers. Like you don't like if I wanted a beautiful arrangement, I'll make it myself.
Yeah. Do you have flowers all around your house?
Negative. None. I can't even keep plants alive. Like the only time I ever have flowers in my apartment are like flowers left over from events, and I'm just like, all right, well, make something.
Do you get flowers for a lot of other people, like your boyfriend? Like, are you a flower giver?
Oh my god, yeah, all the time. Like anytime I'm very like old fashioned. So if I go to like someone's house, I'll bring wine and flowers. I don't know. My parents taught me right, you know.
What about, because we look, Winter House, Summer House, Bravo. There's such a guilty pleasure for so many people. Like, do you have guilty pleasures? I mean, I know you didn't watch a lot of reality TV. Like, it doesn't have to be reality, just like scripted TV. Like, what are your, like, what are you binging anything, or are you just like, I don't watch TV?
Oh my god, no, I watch like every single horror movie that ever has been made, and that like any movie that's ever come out. But if we're talking about TV shows, I've been obsessed with Gilmore Girls my entire life. Like I will watch it daily.
Anything CW, Gilmore Girls, Dawson's Creek, Felicity,
They're
all that
like
stuff.
classics, but
Gossip Girl.
I really love Selling Sunset and Selling OC. Like those are my reality TV binge watching shows. I'm like, it's like giving me fashion, drama, like some class, all of it. I love those shows.
Selling Sunset is one of the best reality shows that has ever existed.
Yes.
In the history of TV.
I can't wait for the next season. Like I don't know when. I think it's coming out soon, but I'm like, I cannot wait.
In Selling, I've had a lot of them on. I've had a lot of the OC girls on. Selling the OC just as good. Just as good.
It is. It took me a while to warm up to it.
It takes a minute.
But it's because you don't know who these people are.
Right.
You're not like invested. But now I am, and I'm ready for season 2.
Are you still mourning the exit of Christine Quinn, or are you just like, thank God she's gone?
I feel like they were just doing her dirty at the end. Like, they weren't giving her anything. Like, she should have just left after her wedding and been like, I'm done. Because they were tearing her down. They were just trying to make her, like... I know she was, like, the villain, but they were, like, just doing her so dirty.
Do you follow her on Instagram? I mean, girlfriend is, like, she is... I don't think she even remembers... we don't even remember she was on a reality show. She like,
doesn't even acknowledge it.
No.
She's like, I'm so above you, bitches, which is probably what she would say. Like,
she is, like, front row. She's like in Paris every day at every fashion
girl.
Show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow. Like you transitioned overnight.
I saw
crazy.
A funny article, and it was like Kylie meets Christine Quinn, and Kylie definitely didn't know who she was. And I was like,
I'm just picturing Kylie meeting her. Like, I was like, oh wow.
It was funny.
No, you have to. Who's your favorite Selling Sunset agent? Like besides her, like on the show. Like if you were gonna.
I feel like I started to really love Chrishell. I don't know, like her. Like who's the other? Who's Heather? I love Heather too.
I'm still coming around on Heather.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like Emma.
Oh, Emma. I didn't realize Emma is like pretty young.
Is she?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Because, like, Chrishell's, like, in their 40s, and I was surprised to find that Emma's, like, my age, and I was like, she just looks, like, so much more womanly than me.
I just thought they were all the same age. But
No.
it is literally the best show ever.
Mm-hmm.
But so is Bravo's $1 Million Listing LA. Which
I need to watch that. I
you
saw
have no
it.
idea.
Or I saw it pop up on my, like, you should watch this, and I was like,
It's back. It's back, I think, any day now. But it's going to be a good season.
Okay, I'll give it a watch.
What's next for you? What do you have next going on in life? Doing anything special for the holidays, New Year's?
Well, I had a pretty huge blowout New Year's last year, so I'm going to take a back seat on this one. But I'm going to Denver next week to meet my boyfriend's family, so that's a big deal.
Wow.
Other than that, just kind of cruising into the next year, and like I want to go to Europe for a month or something, and just really just zone out. Happily.
Just zone out. Listen, You've been working really hard. We've loved watching you on Winter House this season. You're going to be back next season. I feel it. Winter House is going to be back because I think this second